Spac Daddy Doug here, and we are back. We had to take a little bit of a coronavirus break, but we're back in action here, and today we're going to talk about a reverse merger, some big news that came out in the Spac world. Canoo is having a merger with Hennessy Capital Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol HCAC. And, you know, if you've been following the SPACs, you probably heard about this ticker, you know about it. And we're going to get into the information and let you guys know if it's a stud or a dud. But please like and subscribe to this channel. We are brand new here. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are on a very fast pace to get there. So each subscription counts. And we're going to talk about new acquisitions, different types of news. We're going to do investigations, due diligence. I have a strong background in finance. I can read finances like a wizard here. We're going to make phone calls, reach out, get really deep into the information and weeds for you guys. But a little bit about the SPAC right here. So HCAC is a $300 million SPAC. Canoo has a $2.4 billion valuation. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But, you know, if anyone, you know, is thinking about investing in this company and wants to see this vehicle out here, Jay Leno has a great video out. He posted about a month ago of the Canoo vehicle that he went through. Jay Leno asked him, what does Canoo stand for? And, you know, and the founder came back. He's like, naming a car company is probably the most difficult thing just as much as developing a car company. Developing a car, and he says it comes from a reference of a boat, sustainable, and it's effortless. And then Jay Leno goes, not about hauling ass. And he's like, no, it's not about hauling ass at all. So it kind of gives you a little bit of background of what this vehicle is about. It's just your family sedan to get point A and B. And I want to get into it, like what I saw when I actually started looking at it. So it's it reminded me of the MV1 vehicle. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this vehicle, but I remember the first time I used to work in New York and I saw this thing around a bunch of times, and it was like a wheelchair access car. And you can actually go out and buy these things now for like $2,500 if you want to roll around into them. So instead of buying this Canoo vehicle, you can just buy one of these for probably nothing. Jay Leno says it reminds him of the Stout Scarab, which is news to me, but I never heard about this. But it's a similar type of vehicle where they got rid of the chassis, and it's kind of like the minivan before the minivan came out. And, you know, it just opened up the car so much. But this vehicle just failed because I guess nobody wanted to buy it, and they only made a handful of them. I think there's only 5 left in the world. They made like 10. But so the target market for this vehicle is for consumers, which surprisingly to me, I would think it would be businesses, but it's for city use. Right now, it only comes with rear-wheel drive. They're going to come out with an all-wheel drive, 2-motor, I guess during production. And it's really marketed just to get to point A to point B. So like, this is not a car you want to go around and have fun in, go spend a weekend driving somewhere, bring a date out, you know, bring a date into the vehicle. It's something you're going to subscribe to, and you're not going to want to be seen in it. So it does have some autonomous features. Apparently it's not ready yet. So it does have LiDAR. So I think it might have graph. If you want to be a graph investor, it might be another way to get into more sales. But it does need a driver. It does, they're targeting 250 miles of range, which I think right now at this point is a standard. You shouldn't have any less than that, unless you're going to be like a race car. You know, they want to consider themselves to be like a loft on wheels. They're saying you spend so much time in your office, in your home, like your third set place you're going to spend all your time. It should be really nice. And during that video with Jay Leno, when they're driving around, like they're in the back seat, and it's not like a van. You're sitting in there, and it's like really rough ride. It's like windows. It reminds me of like an old Volkswagen bus. Like you can look up and see around, which I thought was pretty nice in that sense. It's a safe car, 5-star safeties. But the most important thing about this vehicle is they are a body on a skateboard. So that's the most important thing of this car. And I think to me, this is the company. Like this is like their IP. Like it's a modular vehicle. So basically they have a skateboard with these very small chassis, which opens up the vehicle, but they can like take it from this ugly van. They could make it a sports car apparently, which is coming out in a couple of years or 6 years from now. And they made an agreement with Hyundai to use this as their foundation for Hyundai's EV vehicles that are going to be coming out. So there's an agreement out there. And it's a subscription based business, which to me is like the herpes of 2020. Like everything else, like post Corona world, like consumers don't want subscriptions anymore. Like we're done with them. It's like it's a herpes. You just want to get rid of any subscription you want. But what they're saying is it's the modern way. The younger generation wants subscriptions. And you don't have to go out and buy a vehicle. Like you don't have to pay for like a down payment or depreciation on the vehicle, and it includes insurance. So to me, like, what's the difference between a rental car and a lease? And they're saying, well, with the subscription model, you can cancel at any time, and there's no limit on mileage or anything like that. But they never released the price of this vehicle yet, of the subscription, and how much it's going to be. Some good things I want to say about them is they dare to be different. And that's really important in this world right now. I think Tesla has been very successful in making a vehicle that people want to buy. It's not like some dopey looking EV car that nobody wants to buy. They want something new. I don't necessarily think I agree with what this vehicle looks like and what I would want, but they're onto something new. Body on skateboard, that's another good thing. We talked about that. Ride sharing platform. And government subsidies. So if you take Tesla's still not turning a profit yet, even though they show that they are, because companies like Ford and General Motors have to pay them every single month or quarter for their sales. And that's how Tesla has been profitable. Some bad things I think about this, my personal thoughts was, okay, they're going to make a car to consumers, not to businesses, for people that live in the city. And their original market plan is they're going to go city by city. So I think they're based in Torrance, California, which is right outside of LA. And that's probably where they're going to start, and then move to different markets. But, okay, so if you live in a city, typically you probably live in an apartment building. How are you going to charge an electric vehicle like this? Like if you have a Tesla, okay, you physically own the vehicle. You're not going to go out and you're going to pay $500 for like the charger to be installed into your house. Like a subscription car, you're not going to want to do that. Like you're not going to want to charge it. And then Jay Leno's video, like they're talking about like basically they're trying to solve a problem that does not exist. These are the comments. Like people just burned this company to the ground. Like they're burning investor money, and this is before the Spac was even announced. The founders are engineers. They don't have much of a personality to sell, and I agree completely. Like these guys need to get a PR department ASAP, and I think it carries like their personality is so dry. They don't understand humor. In that video with Jay Leno, like Jay Leno's carrying them across with like anything. Like, and in this vehicle that they're making, they're only making it in one color, which is black. Okay, and they're not putting any type of tech really into the vehicle, which I kind of agree with on the sense that not having screens in a vehicle like will date a vehicle, but they're not doing any tech with like that besides LiDAR and autonomous driving. And they're basically rebuilding the wheel for the vehicle. Like they're building the motors, they're building everything from scratch. And when you build stuff from scratch, it costs a lot of money to do that. And additionally, you're going to have so many issues. Just imagine like the warranty. I guess if they're not subscribing, but how many issues they're going to have with their tech when it goes into production. But the number one thing that really threw me off of this company is like I took a look at their investor presentation, and you could tell straight away that like they don't have a strong finance department. Like they don't have a CFO. And after more Googling, I don't know what happened, but their CFO quit or got fired, and there's a lawsuit going on. But looking at their projected sales and looking at the vehicle, I was like, I don't agree with this. And I kind of just like looked at it like half-assed. I'm like, okay, they have a presentation. I don't agree with it. But okay, so they're going to start selling these vehicles at the end of 2021, and they're going to sell them to the consumers. And they're planning for the businesses to start picking up 2023, 2024. And so in 2023, they're going to have 25,000 sales to consumers. So I'm not going to buy one of these. Are you going to buy one of these? And in 2024, another 25,000. 2026, they're going to have 75,000 of these sold a year to you as a consumer, and 75,000 sold to businesses. So 150,000 of these vehicles will be sold by 2026. I don't agree with that at all. And that makes me question the company's valuation totally. And just based off of that, to me, this company is a dud. But that's the beauty in capitalism. You can disagree with me and you can buy into this company. We have, I have nothing. I hope it does well. Like, I am not against this company. I hope they succeed. I just don't see the need for this business. And I think they're going to probably be better off as just using that skateboard platform with Hyundai and maybe other car companies that are might want to use this platform. But I don't think their subscription model is going to be what the future wants. And I think the car itself is not really that attractive in what people want to drive. So, that's what I have to say about HCAC. I'm not an investor, but maybe you will be. But if, please like and subscribe, and we'll get into more videos and more due diligence on some different companies. So till that time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.